Hi, this is AP Stedham of AP As We See It live in Landover, Maryland for the 125th edition of the Army versus Navy game. My special correspondent to the right, T.J. Weist, former NFL and college football assistant. To my left, former Florida State quarterback, NFL quarterback, E.J. Manuel. E.J., you're looking at this game, Army and Navy, two option teams. What do you like to tell people about this matchup?
Well, beside the game, X's and O's, I mean, this is a special opportunity for our country to celebrate these young men and these young women that get an opportunity to go out as cadets, as midshipmen, and represent our country and our flag. But you look at Army, first year in the conference in the American, they win the conference. It's pretty impressive, 11 victories this season. And then the same for Navy. They had a good run, but their quarterback, Blake Horvath, got hurt, so that obviously stumbled them a little bit. But two excellent football teams, and the country's in for a treat today.
EJ, especially from a quarterback standpoint, what's going to make a difference in this game?
Like most good games, there's turnover margin. Whichever team does not turn the ball over, or I guess has the least amount of turnovers, probably have the best opportunity to win this football game. I think the other part, too, the misconception a lot of times with Army and Navy is people assume it's all triple option. When I'm watching the tape on both of these offenses, they get into multiple sets, they get into some spread offenses, they can do some RPO and some gun run type stuff with their quarterbacks, so that's going to be the fun part. And they also throw it, too. But ultimately, it'll come down to turnover margin, and like any rivalry, man, you hold the ball in your possession, you got a chance to win.
What stood out about their defenses?
Well, I know Army's defense is a 3-4, so it's an odd front, and I'll be curious to see how they change that just because of Navy's ability to run the football with the triple option and Blake Horvath. And I only say odd front because when they're playing the American, other teams who run spread offense, they kind of try to have a defense for that. So kind of up in the air to see how they attack them, but Navy's the same way. I did see them get exposed a little bit against Notre Dame, but a lot of people did. Notre Dame only lost one game to NIU, and they're in the CFP, so it's going to be a good matchup.
Well, what else from a game plan standpoint? What do you see in special teams?
Well, special teams, again, rivalry games, if you got an onside kick, if you have a muff punt, if you have, a big tackle and it's a fumble, and then you get a short ability for your offense to have a short field right there, I think will be big. I think both have done a good job in field goals. And to me, I think the number on this game is 39.5. I would assume this hits the over. So special teams will probably play a part in that. Got to make the field goals when you get opportunities.
You feel strongly about either team?
I feel pretty strongly about Army.
Why is that?
You win 11 games for a reason. Nothing from Navy, but I was on part of teams that won conferences and all that kind of stuff, so I know the makeup. And when you've won that many games in a row, truthfully, you just have a mentality of winning. And Navy can kind of turn their fortunes around. They didn't win the conference this year, but if they do beat their rival in Army, who just won the conference, then technically they could say, well, we won the conference in a way. So it's a fun game, and I'm glad still that this is a standalone weekend as well for this game. Even though they're in the same conference, it's a non-con game in the American, so a lot coming into it.
Hey, we want to thank our guests, E.J. Manuel, Florida State, NFL, and our special correspondent, T.J. Weist, NFL and college football assistant. This is AP Stedham, reporting live from Landover, Maryland.